Inside Leonor's star-studded royal wedding, you won't believe who showed up. Fearful face ring. The palace gates shimmered under the golden Spanish sun. Cameras flashed. The world waited. But no one expected this. No one imagined who would walk through those doors next. Because when Princess Leonor married, it wasn't just a royal wedding, it was a moment that rewrote Spain's history. For years, Spain had watched her grow. From a shy young girl at her father's coronation, to the poised heir of a modern monarchy. And now, at 20, the princess had taken her biggest step yet, walking down the aisle before a world holding its breath. The bells of the Almudena Cathedral echoed through Madrid. Crowds filled the square, holding flags, flowers, and tears of pride. Inside, the air was thick with emotion, protocol, and whispers of power. This wasn't just a royal wedding, it was a gathering of empires. The first shock came early. As the royal procession began, a familiar face stepped out of a black car, Queen Sofia, radiant, dignified, her presence a symbol of continuity. But just as applause erupted, another car followed. And out stepped someone no one had expected, King Juan Carlos, Leonor's grandfather, the man who had abdicated years ago. Cameras froze. Conversations stopped. The former king, once shrouded in controversy, now standing proudly to witness his granddaughter's vows. The gesture spoke volumes. A silent reconciliation. A family, once fractured, showing unity on the grandest stage. Then came the guests from across Europe. From Denmark, Crown Prince Christian and his mother, Crown Princess Mary, entered the cathedral smiling warmly. The British royal family was represented by the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh. Even representatives from Monaco and Belgium took their seats, their jewels glimmering under the stained glass. Each face told a story. Each handshake hinted at alliances. Because in royal circles, every invitation carries meaning. Every seat placement whispers of politics, history, and unspoken messages. But amid all this grandeur, there was one moment that melted every heart. When Leonor's younger sister, Princess Sofia, walked in as maid of honor, she paused, met her sister's eyes, and whispered something only the two could hear. Leonor smiled through her veil. The cameras didn't catch the words, but the gesture, soft, intimate, sisterly, set social media ablaze. What did Sofia say? Some say it was a blessing. Others, a secret promise. But those who know them best believe it was simple, "You're ready." As the ceremony unfolded, the world saw a modern fairy tale come alive. Leonor's gown, a masterpiece of Spanish design, shimmered with delicate embroidery symbolizing unity and resilience. Her tiara, Queen Letitia's favorite diadem, was more than jewelry. It was legacy. Queen Letizia herself looked visibly moved. She had raised her daughters with quiet strength, guiding them through the scrutiny of royalty and the challenge of modern expectations. As Leonor stood at the altar, Letitia's eyes filled with tears. Behind her, King Felipe held her hand, a silent exchange between two parents watching their daughter step into destiny. Then came the vows. Simple, sacred, spoken in a trembling voice that echoed across the cathedral. Leonor promised loyalty, compassion, and love, not just to her husband, but to her people. And as she did, the nation fell silent. But even as the sacred words filled the hall, all eyes turned to the back once more. Because walking in, late, escorted by security and surrounded by whispers, was another guest who made the crowd gasp. Infanta Cristina, Leonor's aunt, long distanced from royal events after family scandals. Her return symbolized something bigger than forgiveness. It showed that this day wasn't just about union between two people, but reunion within an entire royal house. The cameras panned to Queen Letizia, who gave a subtle nod. Grace under pressure, poise under fire. The family had chosen unity, even when it hurt. When the couple exchanged rings, the choir began to sing a hauntingly beautiful hymn written especially for the occasion. It spoke of destiny, courage, and renewal, a reflection of Leonor's role as the future Queen of Spain. As they stepped out of the cathedral, the crowd erupted. Bells rang, doves soared, and confetti filled the air like a royal dream come true. The streets of Madrid became a sea of celebration. The people shouted her name. But the wedding wasn't over. The reception at the royal palace brought even more surprises. Guests were greeted by music, laughter, and a breathtaking royal banquet. Yet amid the sparkle of crystal and gold, one table caught everyone's attention, the one where Queen Letizia, King Felipe, and King Juan Carlos sat together for the first time in years. It was more than symbolic. It was healing. Spain saw it. The world felt it. Throughout the evening, the guest list revealed more shockers, global figures from politics, art, and even Hollywood. Among them, a special guest quietly attending was Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, known for her close friendship with Letizia. From the Middle East, representatives from Jordan and Qatar brought gifts of rare jewels and historical relics. But the emotional highlight came during Leonor's first dance. The lights dimmed. The orchestra began a gentle waltz. Her new husband led her to the center of the floor. And in that quiet, magical moment, Queen Letizia and Princess Sofia watched with tears of pride. The dance ended with applause that shook the palace walls. Then, Leonor turned and embraced her father, the king. He whispered something that only she could hear. And when she smiled through her tears, it was clear. It was the kind of moment every parent dreams of, seeing their child become everything they were meant to be. Yet the whispers in the crowd continued. Because behind every royal smile, there are stories untold. Why did certain royals sit apart? Why did others leave early? Why did King Juan Carlos choose this moment to return publicly? In the weeks leading up to the wedding, insiders said the guest list was carefully curated by Leonor herself. She wanted unity. She wanted peace. She wanted Spain to see her family as one again. And in that, she succeeded. As the night went on, the palace gardens lit up in gold and white. Fireworks painted the sky. The world's media called it a new chapter for Spain. But to those who were there, it was more personal. It was Leonor stepping fully into her destiny, with grace, courage, and love. When the newlyweds waved from the balcony, the people below cheered her name, Viva Leonor. Queen Letizia smiled, her hand over her heart. King Felipe stood tall, his eyes filled with pride. And Princess Sofia, ever the quiet support, held her sister's bouquet, glowing in the light of history. What began as a royal wedding ended as a rebirth of a family. A reminder that no matter how heavy the crown, love and unity shine brighter. And so, as Spain drifted to sleep that night, one truth echoed across the land: Princess Leonor was no longer just the heir. She was the heart of a nation. And those who witnessed her wedding knew they had seen not only history, but the beginning of a legend.